that's when the music kicked in. It was like, go, go, Power Rangers, you mighty morphin power. And it was like a montage of them combining to like, and they would all be.
And did you notice the monster they were fighting was always very patient with the whole construction process?
Yeah.
And like, even as a child, like 7, 8, 9 years old watching it, I would even think then, because they basically, like, they weren't in like a leg. Like, it wasn't like the Yellow Ranger was in a useless leg sitting over there. Like, the Yellow Ranger would be in like a Triceratops mobile, and there's fucking 6 of them, and instead of everybody attacking with their jets and their planes on this monster, they're like, no, let's make it into one giant target where it's only one of us kind of controlling it up there, and the rest sit around in a Star Trek-esque, half moon, like offering advice. Hit them again. Yeah. They're all in the head.
They're all in the head, and I suppose everybody just kind of gives moral support to the one guy operating the like punch controls or the sword grabber. But like Bryan Cranston, if you don't know this, played one of the monsters in the original Power Rangers. He's this guy. He's in a big goofy suit, crushing cardboard buildings, and then he dukes it out with the Rangers and sadly falls. Bryan Cranston, among his many great works.
Yeah, talk about a guy with range.
Yeah, he can be a giant beetle monster or Walter White,
or just Malcolm's dad.
Run the whole. Malcolm's dad was very good. We probably all know this because we're on Reddit and the internet and stuff. But the writers had this like running joke that Bryan Cranston will do whatever we write. Like we've given normally I guess it's a common thing that especially when in a long running show the writers are often writing a story where the actor's like I don't want in The Office, there's an episode where he gets gum in his hair. He ends up rubbing peanut butter on his hair. Maybe some actor might be like, I really don't want to do that. I just really don't. Can we write around that and have it be someone else? Mm-hmm. Apparently, Bryan Cranston never, ever asked for any kind of a waiver like that.
I love that.
So that's how you get episodes with him in that full body beast, like tight.
Talk about when he was skateboarding,
speed walking,
roller skating.
He's speed walking.
Oh.
No, he got in. Yeah. He wanted to be like the world's best speed walker. And the rules of speed walking is 1 foot on the ground all times. So he's maximizing his wind resistance with this hat that like comes back into a point behind him, like he's an F1 car or something. And he's got a like this skin tight suit for wind resistance with like flames on it. And he's just and he becomes the best. But this guy comes, kicks his ass, and he actually has to use hidden camera slow motion to prove that his competitor is taking a foot off the ground to beat him. Like, so there's episodes like that where he just looks silly. But then there's episodes where he became like a modern artist and starts painting with his body all covered in paint, like smashing naked against the wall. And then, of course, the bee suit. He covered his entire body with bees, like for real. For the show, it's Bryan Cranston's a great guy. I would love to meet that. He's so good on roller skates. If you've never seen the video of it's its own little clip on YouTube of Bryan Cranston on roller skates dancing, and I don't recall the song, but I
think it was disco.
It was disco. It was definitely something like that, and he's just like
it's hard to dance.
I used to get into
in skates,
dude. In 8th grade in my freshman year in high school, I was very cool, by the way. I was into roller skating, and that was like my passion. And I was good at roller skating. Like I just had a knack for it. But the coolest people like roller skate danced in groups around the thing, around the rink. And I was okay. I had a couple moves, but I didn't have like partners to synchronize moves with. And I don't know. In my twisted freshman brain, I was like, I am so good at roller skating. How awesome would it be if I could wear roller skates to school? And then people would really appreciate the talent that I have on these things.
See, that came into play in my generation with Heelys.
Yeah.
Now, did you have Heelys, Kyle?
No,
I
was
Heelys,
out of.
But I
was long out of high school.
I was 36.
Woody got Heelys like 6 years ago.
I did, yeah.
And he was riding them around.
I still have them. I could get them.
We were all very chill about it. We were all very chill about it when Woody got Heelys.
I'm gonna text my wife and ask her to bring me the Heelys.
I can't believe
my Heelys.
I got those when I was in 6th grade. So how old are you in 6th grade? Like 12? And they were all the rage at the time, to the point that every single boy and most of the girls in our grade school grade or whatever got them. Were rolling around the hallways and everything. They had to shut that down, make sure it was just people on the pavement outside at recess, and the way our parking lot was is it wasn't flat. It was like just enough of a decline to cause to be like, I'm not going to roll down this hill, but also just enough decline that you have got a lot of speed on your Heelys by 6 feet into that mistake, and then you're just careening down. And so many kids got hurt so quickly that they just were like, no more Heelys. I'm sorry. We were banking on you guys being a little more coordinated, and you're all hurting each other. You're hurting yourselves. You're hurting each other. And those were so much fun,
dude.
And it was the perfect shoe to wear in the age where you're still too young to give a shit what people think, or old enough to not give a shit what people think. Between that like teen years where you'd be like, oh, I'm not gonna wear Heelys. That's nerdy. That's silly. Like, no, if I had Heelys, I'd wear them now. He was so powerful.
These are my Heelys.
We used to call her. But yeah, we were talking about something very fascinating. Asbestos. It's a real hot button issue right now. It's what everyone's talking about. Asbestos.
It's trending on Twitter. It's not. Nobody's talking about it.
Nobody's talking about the asbestos.
I didn't know that they were still making buildings with asbestos, but apparently they are.
Yeah, see, this is why I was confused by hearing that the EPA was like allowing asbestos or in new products, because from what I understood, they never stopped using asbestos for things like brakes and insulation and stuff. I didn't think they ever stopped.
I found out.
I don't know.
So I didn't know anything 10 minutes ago, but I've been doing research while you were fixing your internet connection. And it turns out that this is the scoop. You're right. There were some approved uses of asbestos. I learned recently. I mispronounced that my whole life. And along with so many other words. But what's new is this. The EPA, this is a great topic. I'm sure people are at the edge of their seats. The EPA is allowing new uses of asbestos, whereas previously they never did. Previously, it was like an automatic thumbs down if you tried to make a new product with asbestos. And now, not only are they allowing new uses of asbestos, but they're not using the history of asbestos research that's out there. Everything is going to sort of start fresh with a new look. And there are some people who are like...
They're remarketing asbestos.
Yeah. So there are some people who are like, oh my God, like, we know that cigarettes cause cancer. We can assume that cigars cause cancer and use that body of research that exists. No one's been researching asbestos for 30, 40 years now because it wasn't allowed in new products. But they're going to sort of start with this clean slate. So it's almost like an innocent till proven guilty thing on asbestos, which may be bad. I don't want it in my... I'm going to exaggerate.
Come on.
All right, Kyle.
I've heard that asbestos is responsible, similar to lead paint, for high crime.
I think it would make an excellent air conditioning duct. And unless you prove otherwise, using brand new research, not leaning on the past, then we're making air conditioning ducts out of it. Right?
I want a sweater. I want an asbestos sweater. Keep me warm in the wintertime. Like I don't care. Oh, it causes cancer. Like, over the course of how long? Is this like smoking a cigarette a day? Because if so, I'll take the extra warm coat.
I don't like
how many? Do I have to like mush my face in the asbestos and like huff every day? Like, I'm not going to do that. If I'm near it, is it going to give me cancer? Or am I just have to like be munching on it, being a retard?
I think that's the thing. I think they're being a bunch of pussies about this.
If you breathe it, you get it. And that's...
It's almost like black mold, where like black mold is really bad for you and like makes your eyes dry, makes your nose water, like can make you sick. But unless you're like near the mold, like on the wall or floor or whatever, being like, yeah, that's mold. Like, you're gonna be fine.
It forms in your ventilation system in your house.
Asbestos?
Yeah. No, black mold.
Black mold. Yeah.
Look,
if moisture gets in there.
Well, in that case, let's forego the asbestos air fresheners, but use it in insulation and...
That's what killed people!
Well, don't go digging around in the roof and you'll be fine.
Do you want to die maybe 5 to 7 months earlier, or do you want to be cold your whole life?
That's a good point.
There you go.
This is the Walter Frey argument. It's bulletproof.
This is exactly the Walter... now you're on the other side of the coin.
I'm a hypocrite all this time.
You want to spend an entire life shivering or live 6 months less, but you've had every winter was just toasty and the energy bills were low.
And your, air conditioning ducts were fireproof all that time?
Yeah.
This saves lives, really. I think you're turning me around. I should be pro-asbestos all this time.
I think they use it in, like, racing suits and stuff like that, like to keep you from burning alive.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
When you're racing like that, though, it's either die like right now or die maybe a long time from now. So I'm totally in favor of that.
That's the whole argument here. I say asbestos everything.
Kind of like when D is like doing something bad to protect you against something even worse. Like when D and It's Always Sunny starts smoking because smoking can somehow lower your risk of Parkinson's development later in life. It kills the germs in your stomach. The apple seeds,
There's a lot of science in this.
Yeah, it'll suffocate the germs. That's how it works.
Or not the apple seeds, the apple skin. That's what they think is
this proved me with
poisonous,
medical science, all right? You eat something with germs on it. Germs are now inside your stomach. You tell me germs don't breathe oxygen?
That's what I've always thought about, you know what probiotics are?
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, sauerkraut, that's a probiotic. It's got living organisms in it. It's good for your stomach flora and gut, bacterial foundation or whatever. Mm-hmm. Couldn't you call anything probiotic? Because, the ham sandwich I make and eat has germs all over it. That's going to grow in my gut and help out, right?
That's how it works, yeah. I think anything that's... anything with
anything that
bacteria on it
exists in the world is,
Except for alcohol.
Well, right? Some alcohol, like beer, isn't strong enough to kill germs. And it's yeasty, right? I don't know any of this stuff.
Yeah, I don't either. I was just kind of making this up as I went along because it's funny.
It's the same as every other topic we talk about.
I'm of the opinion that you could take that washing machine full of your clothes, like your full week's laundry, and then you could take a shit right on top of it. Close the lid, press extra large, and come back in 2 hours, and you'll never know the difference.
Nah, I'm not of that belief. I think that you should not shit into washing machines.
But I don't think you'd ever know. I think that it would be washed away.
You think if you shit in a washing machine and ran the load, you'd come back and there wouldn't be shit?
There would not be shit.
Then you must, how liquidy are your shits? That they're just getting filtered out.
I'm talking about a turd, all right? I'm talking about like a Snickers bar. I think you could lay a Snickers bar in there and come back, and there'd only be peanuts remaining. Everything else would liquefy, go away.
You'd have really caramely clothes, probably.
No, there wouldn't be caramely clothes. It gets 180 degrees of hot water in there. It washes everything. Yeah, it gets fucking hot. Oh. I don't know. It depends how hot your hot water heater is set, but it gets hot.
I didn't know that it was almost boiling in there.
I'm making this up as I go along to justify shitting in washing machines, okay?
I'm believing you. Yeah.
I actually use cold. I don't use hot water for any of my washing. It gives the clothes a better lifetime. But I still maintain that you can take a shit right in that washing machine and it would just wash away.
Well, here's the real test. We're talking about your clothes and your cum and your shit.
Yes.
How is this level of cleanliness extended to others? So if someone else beat off into your laundry machine and you did that, there would be no feelings of, that's gross. That's probably, there's some little remnant of there. Somebody else pooped in your washing machine. You're only okay with it because it's you. Oh,
no,
you would.
You could totally masturbate on my laundry and I wouldn't mind a bit.
I've never been to your house, but when I visit and I leave on the last day, you're going to find a meaty turd sitting in your washing machine.
A turd? Well, wait, that was a part of the deal?
We've moved to shit now, Woody. Keep up. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Kyle's of the opinion that you can shit into a washing machine and it'll take care of it.
Yeah.
That is a bold washing machine. What about a piece of cake?
See, I'd rather have a whole cake in there than
this
shit.
is the argument that I've had with so many women about the dishwasher. Women always want me to pre-wash dishes before I put them in the dishwasher. And so one day I was like, look, this is not necessary. This is not necessary as long as you don't let the dish get all crusty. See this plate with macaroni all over it? It's fine. I'll stick it in there. It's going to go away. You could take a whole fucking cake and put it in a dishwasher and close that bitch. And when you come back, it's gone. There's no reason to pre-wash dishes. I don't believe in it. And so by the same
I don't believe in it.
I don't believe in it.
Dude, only some washers are like that. Some washers have a garbage disposal at the bottom that will take care of stuff like that. A lot of them do not. This
Taylor's
is coming from someone who was used to that kind of garbage disposal washer and then moved somewhere that didn't have that, and it will back up quickly.
It's the feature you're talking about is called a grinder, and he's right. Some washing or dishwashers have a grinder at the bottom, and they take care of things like noodles, and
washers
some don't.
Or dishwashers.
Dishwashers.
cool.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I
washers don't have a grinder, so they're not grinding up that cake or shit. They're just
Yeah.
mixing it around with your clothes.
Or the
Oh,
condoms
yeah.
that you leave in your pockets. What a mess that always makes. Am I right?
The what you leave in your pocket?
Condoms.
Uh,
The soiled condoms, Taylor.
you leave soiled condoms in your pocket?
Well, you know.
Well, you're not
it's-
allowed to flush them, so you put them in your
Yeah.
pocket and put them in the washing machine.
You
Duh.
tie a little knot. You tie a little knot in it, and then after a week, like it starts expanding, right? From like cum gases, and it's like a little balloon. Then
I've told you guys about my graveyard next to my bed. I haven't taken care of that yet.
And then
so
they
they're all still
and
there.
then they float away and inseminate people when they land later. That's how people
what you-
procreate.
That's like interesting. Like, put it in your pocket. That's all fun. What I usually do is I tie it off and then I go put it under the windshield wiper of random cars. Because then they have to touch it. I wouldn't do that. That's a crime. I'd have to like
That's
start
definitely a
introducing
crime.
myself to neighbors. Be like, I'm a sex offender. Hey, it's because I was putting used condoms under people's windshield wipers, sir. Before you get that judgy look on your face, settle down.
I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like you, and I leave loads on under windshield wipers of people I want to fuck with. What do you want from me? I didn't rape anyone.
Yeah.
Child sex, please. Pedophile? No.
No. Yeah,
I'm the jizz bandit. You saw the articles.
He strikes once every other day. Yes.
Yeah, I think you take a shit right in the washer and it'd be fine. You shit in the dryer though, and that's just that it doesn't work out the same way. You run a
It's just gonna
load.
smell like hot poop.
Right.
Like
I
scoffing
love
to
those
each
little
other?
moments of solidarity with other people in line where you're like, and the other guy's like, I know, right? And it's like this guy, kindred spirit.
Yeah.
So bad.
And so I thought that this guy with me, he was going to have like a in and out transaction just like me. He gets up there, I need a money order for $427.13. And I'm just like, God.
And also, I'm very into playing the lottery, so I'll need to see the full selection.
So now he's counting out like almost $500 of cash and 10s and 20s and 50s and shit. I was so close to walking out. I just wanted to get in my car and mix my Alka-Seltzer with my bottle of water and kill the fire inside my belly. But these old people were just ruining my day.
Old people.
Well, I'm glad
And
you figured out the culprit.
And then, just as these two fools finally get out of the way, the cashier helps a lady she knows. She opens a separate line because she sees somebody she knows and fucking leaves the photo department and comes over and opens another lineup for this bitch. I was livid.
As you should
I was
be.
livid.
That's very inappropriate. I would have peed in the store.
I've had trouble with that. That's the same pharmacy where I had that whole debacle over my Cialis prescription. Are you aware of how expensive this is? I'm like, yeah. This isn't the first time. I know it's fucking expensive. That's why I haven't stormed out of here yet, because you have $320 worth of my pills back there. And then they like put those people in, like let people cut in line in front of me. And I was like, excuse me, did I lose my place in line? Because the lady asked me to sit down while my order was filled. And now she seems to be serving these people. And she looked at me wide-eyed, instead of being like, oh, I'm sorry, sir, and having some sort of social grace. She just looks at me wide eyes like I've caught her. And I just wanted to, bitch, you lying bitch. Don't you act like you didn't just fuck me the way I described, and just fucking choke her.
I have a similar hate. You know what I hate? When I'm there in person trying to check out, the phone rings, suddenly I'm at the back of the virtual line. That is horseshit. If I walk my ass up here to get service, you can't just prioritize the phone over me for everything. You say hold, please.
They do not prioritize the phone at this fucking CVS. I'll tell you that right now. Because I needed a prescription late one night and I didn't know what time the pharmacy closed. The phone rang for 15 minutes. I let
like
it ring.
a PKA prank call.
Like a PKA prank phone. I was thinking that while I was doing it. And the next day I got in there and the phone is just ringing off the hook. And it does this thing where it goes, 2 callers are waiting. 3 callers are waiting. And they never answer it. I'm not exaggerating. And I looked at the guy in line with me. I'm like, now I know why they never answer the phone. They just don't answer the phone here. Like I totally could have got this prescription last night. I hate those. I got to change and stop going to that CVS.
You
It's
just
convenient.
hate pharmacies and pharmacists and that whole industry.
I have bad experiences there.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, I'm treated well. I go to the bank. They're nice to me. I get a lollipop.
If you were the bum in Kyle's story and someone told you to get what you want in a convenience store, what items would you pick out?
I think I would get like one of those big jugs of water, like so I'd have water. I don't know how readily. Maybe
And
that's
a container, right? Maybe that
I
plastic
could,
container has
yeah.
value
I'm sure they'll
for
give you a
later.
plastic cup for free over there or something like that. You know, ice is usually 30 cents if you want that first sip, that first cup to be ice water.
I guess I'm thinking if I'm trying to make it on the streets, I might want that Fiji water bottle for my spigot refills.
Gallon jug, right? You can get those gallon jugs of water. Then you got a handle and everything, and that could become a pee bucket later on, or a liquor distillation vessel,
or both.
You're gonna want some booze if you're on the.
All
street.
you need is a claw hammer, and then find people who have these. That's the St. Louis way.
Thank you, Mr. Myers.
It sure was kind of you to collect these bottles and such. Caves your skull in.
I'd want some sort of sustenance, maybe like a hot dog on the little spinny things.
I got one of those the other day, and it was delicious.
Really?
I have never had a gas station hot dog in my life because I thought they were garbage, and it was 2 a.m, and I was really, really hungry, and I decided I was.
So you were getting a fresh one.
No, stick with me here. Like this is an interesting thing about gas station hot dogs that I was unaware of. And we were going to play some Rust, and I was like, well, if we're going to play Rust at 2 a.m, I need a hot dog and some Red Bull. So I drove to the gas station, and at the racetrack gas station, they had the spinny thing, and they had this little bar there that says, above this line, not done yet. That means they've just been put on recently. And so I look at them.
It's so funny that this is new to you.
They've been there for 9 hours.
I walk past that. No, you can tell the color variation.
Okay,
like the one at the bottom is like a dark brown, and the one at the top is that light raw wiener look. You know, it's pale. And I was like, holy shit, can you actually get not food poisoned from a gas station hot dog? Because I've always just walked past this thing and never given it a second glance because I've had so much food poisoning in my life, and it's awful.
Okay.
But yeah, they have a drawer full of steamed buns in little plastic containers. I hooked myself up one of those, little relish, little mustard. It was delicious. It was real good. Little hot sauce. Tasty.
Look out,
I really enjoyed my gas station hot dog, but I think you want something that's going to go the long haul. Like I kind of want to get like a whole box of Raisin Bran.
Raisin Bran?
Raisin Bran. There's a lot of energy in Raisin Bran. That's some tasty cereal. Now,
But
milk is going to be hard to come by, but you're homeless. You got that jug of water. Don't be a bitch. Just water up that cereal.
I'm not
Disgusting.
I'm not feeling your choice. I might roll the dice, get the hot dog, and hope to find another Kyle in the morning.
I love that cursed image meme of someone who's pouring white Monster Energy drink into a bowl of communion wafers.
That's hilarious.
Like, I can't imagine anything that tastes
It's ridiculous. No, realistically, like the thing I would want the most, whether it's heated or not heated, I think a can of ravioli is pretty tasty. Like that Chef Boyardee ravioli.
Those are good. It's gotta
You
be
can
warm.
heat it over the fire in that 55-gallon barrel where all the homeless hang out.
You pop the top a little and put it on top of there. Maybe boil it in some water. That's the safest way.
Or don't pop the top and play Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
Homeless Jack in the Box.
Ravioli surprise. I would like some of those cans of ravioli. That would probably be my choice, honestly. Get a couple of forks, a gallon of water, and as many cans of ravioli as that kind person. If he showed up with 6 cans of ravioli, I wouldn't have batted an eyelash. I'd have been like, all right, 6 cans of ravioli, jug of water. You know what you're doing. Let's go. If he showed up with 8 or 10, I might have been like, dude, are you going to put all those in a sack and beat someone with it? Is that what this is about?
That's actually a good second use. Got a pillowcase and 7 cans of ravioli. You're now a force to be reckoned with, especially if it's one of those long body pillowcases.
Oh,
you're getting some momentum
velocity.
or leverage.
Yeah,
Velocity.
a lot of bat
Whatever
speed in one of
physics
those.
word applies here is what you're getting.
Yeah, I think that.
I think beef jerky would be good.
Oh, come on. You're not going to shit for a week if you're
Well, I
living
don't
on
have
beef jerky.
access to a bathroom, so that's okay.
That's
They
a
got
win-win.
buckets.
Get
They
some
got
beef
buckets.
jerky and some cheese, solve a problem.
Do you guys ever not shit when you travel? I've talked to people who have experienced that too, or sometimes you'll fly somewhere or drive somewhere really far away, and then you just won't poop for a couple days out of
No,
nowhere.
I'm regular. I shit every morning without fail, no matter what. And it's rare that there's an afternoon or evening shit because I eat pretty consistently and I always make sure there's a good bit of fiber in my diet.
Well, that's what I'm saying is so weird about it. Is I'm pretty similar too. Usually in the morning, sometimes early afternoon. But then I'll go on a trip, or I went to Colorado last weekend, and I didn't poop all weekend. I shit, I think, like late morning, early afternoon on Friday, and then it wasn't until like Monday morning that some of the backlog started pouring out. Not pouring out; it was an ordeal. But like my diet leading up to
It was
travel
compressed into a
was
poop
the same.
diamond.
Yeah, it was just a poop time. I can always tell when I need new stuff when I'm driving at night. And do you guys get the halo effect around lights?
If I do, it's legit though. It's like because the wet windshield or something.
I get the halo effect bad. Like if I took my contacts out and I look at a light, like first of all, if I was looking at this screen without my contacts in, it would just be a blur. It would just be an area where light was. I would be able to tell that there was movement when you guys were moving, but I wouldn't be able to recognize who you were.
You're so
Really?
blind. It's easy to forget.
I would only know who you were because I could probably discern Woody's
The colors.
background palette. And
Let me ask you
Kyle
this.
would be harder.
So you're big and you're strong, but you're blind.
Mhm.
Would a much weaker opponent be able to best you in a spear fight, do you think?
I love this
Oh,
topic.
if I don't have my contacts?
Yeah, we're all natural, okay? Like we're
This is
cavemen
rust.
people now. Yeah,
For,
this is
like the way it would be for me is
How
like
big is
so
Taylor's dick in this rust scenario?
this is a scenario. It's like a nerd rope. We've established it. Yeah. Like it, the way it would be like if Kyle, let's say you're shirtless with your spear, we're both ready to fight. Like I could discern your body shape and where you were, so I would be able to still stab you. But the difference is like if I were to see your arm, like the way you see my arm end right here, I wouldn't see that. I would see there would be a couple inches
if I were
of
making,
fuzziness on the outside where I wouldn't be able to exactly tell where your body ended.
So I'd be strafing a lot and poking and jabbing. Would you be able to defend against any of that, you think?
It depends how close you got because I'm nearsighted. So
About spear length.
if you were within 6 feet,
Exactly 8 feet, because that's all I got here.
yeah, I wouldn't do well in that fight.
Yeah.
Like it would be, first of all, really scary because it wouldn't just be you I was trying to see. Like I wouldn't be able to tell if there were stools or things like low things that I could trip on. Like that would easily blend in for me.
Perhaps
And
a
so-
jungle cat coming to third party us.
A jungle cat coming to third, that thing would fuck me up. So yeah, I don't think I would do that well. That's the most disheartening part of me thinking about survival or prepping things. Like I'm never going to get into that, but it's still interesting to look into. Just being like, yeah, wait, if you stocked 20 years of food, water, defense, shelter, you're still only good until your last pair of contacts or your
And
glasses break.
You'd better learn optometry, and with some of that time you've got.
That's
on
the
this-
ultimate prepper thing for someone with eyes as shitty as mine is stockpiling glasses. Like I
Shit,
would
if
need
you
like
do
12 pairs of
optometry,
glasses.
you might be a valuable community resource too.
Oh, for sure. I never even thought about that one as one of
You
the
just
valuable
kill the blind
resources.
people.
But that's
You-
true.
You'd use them to like push one of those like wheels that grinds flour. Just all day. You're just
That's
pushing-
that
all
would be
he
my whole
does.
job. Just
You'd be good at it, Taylor. You're built for pushing
Yeah.
shit. Look at you.
Just-
You'd be the
that's
best
what-
damn flower pusher maker thing around.
That's one of the best parts.
He used to be useful as a fighter. Then those last pair of contacts dried out, crisped up, and now he just makes all the bread.
It was have fun with your brother, just don't hurt anyone too bad.
One of my
We both. Did you ever play? I mean, I know you have a brother, Woody. Kyle, I know
do.
you don't, but I'm sure you may have had a friend that you played chicken with on bikes. Did you guys ever do that?
Yeah.
Like where you ride at each other and the person who turns away loses. So it was me and my younger brother, and it was at like the bottom of our neighborhood cul-de-sac. So there's a bunch of space. Like they didn't have a center thing, so it was just like there's an enormous cul-de-sac. It was like 100 yards, like giant circle. And so we'd go down there, and I was maybe 11, a large 11-year-old, and he was maybe 9.5. About to turn 10 or so, and much smaller for his age. And so, like, if you see pictures of, like, me and him at that age, you're like, so you have one 14-year-old and a 7-year-old. And it's like, no, a year and a half, 2 years apart, like, very close. And so we'd go down there, but we, to this day, like, we're still best friends. And So we'd do all our shit together. And so we like did the chicken thing a couple times until somehow it got competitive somehow to where I was like, I'm serious. I'm not gonna fucking turn this time. I'm not doing it. And he's like, all right, that's fine, Taylor, because I'm not gonna turn either. And I'm like, all right, well then we're both gonna run into each other full speed on our bikes that we both just got for Christmas. And he's like, all right. And so we start doing it. And at first I'm like, dude, there's no way. Like I'm like a Volkswagen fucking bus.
Okay.
Those big VW buses to his VW Beetle, like coming in the size difference. And I was going hard. I was going fast. and like I got to like 50 feet away. I'm not fucking turning. 40 feet. I'm not turning. 15 feet. I might want to turn. And I'm like, no, I can't. And we get to maybe like 5 feet away, and we both start to turn, but we both turn in the same direction. And so we slam into each other. Our bikes are just mangled. Like I'm like my legs cut from the chain on his bike, and he's like, frankly, a cut's not his biggest thing because I like was an NHL player body checking him off of his bike, and he's skidding across the ground a little bit, and he got all cut up, and I was down there a little cut up as well, not nearly as bad. And our bikes, thank God, were fine. We would have gotten in trouble for that. And we both kind of like stood up a little like shaken, like, we should have worn helmets for this. And he's like, yeah, we really should have. And he was like, all right, do you want to do it again? And he's like, no, I need to go home. And so we had to walk like a quarter mile, like uphill, with our bikes in our hands because we were so wounded from this. And I like was having to give like obviously the big brother pep talk to him because anybody who looked at the two of us was like, the big kid won the fight. Like, a little blood, but he won the fight. And I was like, all right, so you're gonna go in there. We're gonna say we both fell, right? Is that what you're gonna say? He's like, yeah, we both fell. I'm like, yeah, that's right, we both fell. So we got up there and put our bikes away and went. And we didn't even get in trouble for it. It was just like, be careful out there kind of talk.
That's great.
Oh, with fitness and health stuff, I got some more weights today. I got a 65-pound kettlebell and another 50-pound one because I want to move up for the 50s for the press because 35 is just way too light now, and it doesn't. I can tell it's not really doing much. And more to the point, because that's just kind of the same shit with different weights. Is I've started forcing myself to eat like a giant salad every day of like spinach, just because everybody's always like, oh, when you eat vegetables every day you feel so much better, and I'm like, just a couple times a week probably, but I decided, fuck that. That's kind of like just something you need to do as an adult. It's like force yourself to do this. Of course, I should have figured this out way before now, because as a kid, your mom or dad would be like, all right, you got to finish all your broccoli. When you're out on your own, I'm not gonna be able to make you. And it was at the time I was like, fuck yeah, you won't. Like, no way, you're gonna make me eat it. But now, like, I want to see if these benefits are really tangible. So I'm really trying to like eat a bunch of vegetables, a bunch of salad, a bunch of carrots. I was about to buy some Brussels sprouts, and I'm like, let's keep this under control because I hate those. Those are horrible. But yeah, I'm trying to eat quite a bit healthier, at least during the week. Because on the weekend, I know I'm going to go get drunk with friends, and at 11:30 at night, I'll be like, yeah, I do need a pizza. Like, definitely. But where are you guys at with your health kick? Kyle, you're on the Grubhub train.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I have been ordering Indian food almost every single day. I just had a big, gigantic serving of lamb vindaloo. Curry, incredibly spicy and hot. I can feel it burning inside of me right now. I've been drinking about half of one of these a day. These gigantic Homestead Creamery chocolate milks, delicious. I've switched from banana sundae ice cream to banana pudding ice cream. I've got a half gallon of that in the fridge, and I'm off the diet soda. I've been drinking these Kroger brand real sugar soda, root beers, and black cherry sodas. I've been drinking about 8 or 9 of these a day.
How many calories are in each one of those?
190. They're very, very good. I got a bunch of.
I'm off the diet soda. I'm on to these. Like you went, you took a step backwards.
And they're just littered the place. Like there's an empty one over here that I finished off earlier. I got a bunch of breads at the local fine grocery store. I got a big loaf of banana bread, and I ate almost all of it in one sitting the other night while playing PUBG. And I got a big loaf of cinnamon raisin bread, which I take butter and I whip it until it's very, very creamy. And then I add brown sugar to it, and then I spread that on the cinnamon raisin bread after I toast it and drink it with my morning coffee. And I usually eat like 4 or 5 slices of that. I don't have my jams with me here, so I've had to substitute that. And lots of sushi. Been eating a lot of sushi. Not the good kind either. I get spicy tuna rolls with cream cheese in them. I eat like 4 of those in a sitting, I guess, and a couple of yellowtail hand rolls, which is, just like a cone of seaweed stuffed with lots of rice and fish and more cream cheese. I get them to add the cream cheese because I like cream cheese a lot. So really eating like shit.
Yeah, it sounds like it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Are you feeling about normal, or you feel more sluggish?
I've been playing a lot of PUBG, and my mouse has these weights in it here. Now, I understand that you switched to a 50-pound dumbbell. If you notice here, each 65. Of these, impressive. I'd say I've got about 8 ounces of weights
Dozens
in here.
Of grams.
Yeah,
Dozens.
yeah. Very heavy mouse.
Hundreds.
Very heavy mouse. And
dude, that grip strength of yours, probably pretty impressive.
Oh man, when I'm flicking around with that mouse, I can feel the burn. I'm gonna tell you right now. I have to take a break every now and then and
shake
cool
it
off. Yeah. Most of the time.
That's how Costco gets you. Like Sam's, Costco, any of those club memberships where it's like, oh man, I need Drano for my bathtub or my sink. And it's like, well, why have a reasonable amount of Drano when you could have a 50-gallon barrel of Drano? Do you know for a fact you'll never have a clog in the future? And it's like, well, no, Mr. Costco sales associate, you shouldn't be here. You've got much more potential than selling this barrel. You're really sold. You know what? Put it on. I'm making a decision today. I'm not dealing with it. I'm getting some plumber. So
you ever get a cleaned what do you call it? A clogged drain. You ever get that?
I mean, I've used Drano like on drains when they get like hair in them and shit.
My kitchen sink. I bet you have to deal with that. See, I don't have that issue with that. With the enormous amounts of hair, I don't have any dogs, and I'm not Taylor. So, but I do have an issue in my kitchen, like where the food. What do you call the thing that like grinds up food in your sink?
Garbage disposal.
Garbage disposal. Like mine quit working. And I don't want to replace it or work on it. I have this idea in my head that if I get under the sink and disconnect everything, then there's a bunch of like gunk and it's going to be disgusting. So I'm just I try to be careful about like not getting food down there, and I just scrape my plates in the garbage. But what happened was, I guess it got a little bit clogged. So now whenever I run the dishwasher, gross food that's in the dishwasher comes up into the sink, and now the sink is clogged. So I'm fucking running Drano down that bitch and using a goddamn plunger on it to solve the problem. And I did that twice, and it seems to have completely fixed the issue, but I feel like it's just going to come back.
I think you want to hire a plumber. So I have replaced the garbage disposal, and I don't think you'd like it. 1, it is yucky, and 2, it's a little complicated as a plumbing job. When I decided to do it, I thought I was just going to like unscrew the garbage disposal and screw the new one. But there's some flexible pipes leading to the back of the dishwasher and stuff that I didn't anticipate. So It wouldn't be a crazy thing to just hire a plumber and say, make this problem go away.
I think I've got a lot of plumbing experience, honestly.
Okay.
I used to do it a lot, CPVC and PVC, and just, putting new joints on and T-joints and running lots of pipe. But I've done it a lot. I don't want to. I'm with you. I'm with you 100%.
I particularly dislike. I'm sorry I cut you off, but plumbing, I'm very passionately against plumbing. I really, really dislike it. And the problem for plumbing for me isn't the yuckiness. There's a yuck factor involved in about half of plumbing. That doesn't kill me. What kills me is the location. Every time I do plumbing, I'm like laying on my back with like the sharp edge of like the kickboard on your cabinet digging into my spine. I'm in a crawl space with like snakes and bugs and like raccoon poop or something.
Yep.
Where you do plumbing is what kills it for me.
There's a couple tools that make it just a dream come true. Like if you've had to use a hacksaw to do a good bit of plumbing before, it's just a nightmare because sometimes you're using a hacksaw in a really confined area, and the biggest stroke you can make is like an inch. So it's just like and your arm will burn out after a minute or two of that of just like really hardly going like this, even though it's close to masturbation but not close enough.
Right, different muscle groups.
Different muscle group. So they make this PVC pipe cutter that looks like something you would trim shrubbery with, and it's like a ratchet thing. You're like click, 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 and you're giving very little effort, but this blade is just cutting straight through the PVC pipe, clean as can be, with minimal effort. It's when I got one of those for the first time, I was like, this is like a phaser. This is like giving me a Star Trek phaser. This is so much. It's click, 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 cut. It's brilliant.
Did you cut the copper pipes with that tool?
Oh, that's a different tool. That's the one that you go around and around and around with. That's also fun to do. I felt like I've done a lot of that.
Like scratches it, and you're like, I don't even see why this tool would work, but okay. And you tighten a little more, spinning it around a little more. Before, like, it doesn't take any time at all. And you're like, oh my god, I just made the perfect cut on copper where I meant to cut it. Like, that's great. It really it's all the things I wanted in a cut.
Yeah. But we converted some buildings from propane to natural gas one year, and it involved a shit ton of doing that.
Is it copper? Is
it's steel? No, it's steel. But it's a similar device.
Oh, okay. I used it on black pipe once, and it ruins it right away.
Now, why would you go to natural gas over a clean burning propane?
Because it's cheaper. And you don't have to rely on those enormous fucking tanks. It's just an underground line, Hank.
My dad says butane's a faster gas.
Taste the meat, not the heat.
Remember that one? Remember when Bobby said that?
Yeah.
My dad
said
it's a bastard gas.
Yeah. I can't do Bobby, but like, oh, he's.
Dad.
It's hard.
My dad.
What a fucking loser.
That's my purse. I don't know you.
I've heard they're talking about bringing it back and having Bobby be like either a late teenager or a young adult.
No. Just bring it back the way it was.
They're on Netflix now. They have an entire series of Medal of Honor stories, and I still say that the YouTube videos that do this are better. But this show is still pretty freaking good. I've watched several episodes of it, and the one I watched last night was while I paced and ate my pimento cheese sandwich. I want to say they were in Vietnam, and there was this situation. I may get the areas wrong, but in like Laos, we weren't allowed to put military personnel there. So what they did was they had these Air Force technicians resign from the Air Force. Well, now you're not in the military, but Lockheed Martin has a job for you. And then they just put him in Laos on this mountaintop running like this big radar facility. And the guy who won the Medal of Honor was one of those guys. And when the Vietnamese came, like, he killed a ton of them and got all of his buddies out. And it was very heroic. And man, I cry on almost every single one of those stories, especially the ones on YouTube, because these old men who fought in Korea will be there, and it's just like that Band of Brothers thing when he's like, "Do it, Taylor." The whole thing.
My grandson asked me, "Grandpa, were you a hero in the war?" Grandpa said no, but I served in a company of heroes. And then it plays the sad music, and he's just this old man, and he had all these remarkable achievements, and he's so humbled by the sacrifice of his men. He's truly a good man. Captain Winters.
Nightmares. Woody, have you been waking up like covered in sweat at all?
No. I've been sleeping well.
Okay.
I've been sleeping like a rock on days where I do a lot.
I don't know if it's just the stress of this thing or if it's literally like my body's not understanding that we're cool now, like literally temperature wise, we're not hot. But every time I've woken up for like the past 5 times I've slept, I'm not just sweaty. I'm so sweaty I have to change the sheets. I took a nap this afternoon.
What an
and
uncomfortable feeling.
I like you can see the perspiration on me, and I've been having nightmares.
Did you sleep with the thing on?
No.
Oh.
Last night
okay.
I dreamt. That my hand was bitten by a poisonous snake, and my father's driving me to the emergency room. And as we're driving, the flesh is dissolving off of my hand, and to the point where it's just bone from here down. And we keep having to like get distracted, and we're not going in a straight. We stopped at Walmart at one point, and I can see like most of the bone in my hand, and I'm just like, what are we doing here?
What are we doing at Walmart?
Well,
they're having a rollback.
Yeah, Dad's got to pick up a few things. Just having all these nightmares.
It's $2.98 now.
Yeah. Man, you have very vivid nightmares.
Yeah. Oh,
like it seems like you do, because every time you tell about or you speak about a nightmare you've had, it's very detailed and it's always different. Like it doesn't seem to be a theme of like, oh, you're afraid of losing your hand, because like another time you'll like dream you have AIDS or something, or you'll dream that you go bald or something like that. Like
it's indicative of bad sleep.
Like
Kyle, if you're remembering your dreams, something probably woke you up. If you sleep apnea, you might wake up with you can snore yourself awake, and
the alarm wakes me up, because I'm not done sleeping, like I would love to get more than 2 or 3 hours, but there was a yellow river that I had to cross, and and then the alarm ends up waking me up after 2 or 3 hours of sleep. I often have dreams where I'm being chased. Like that one time it was like a group of cannibals, just murderous rednecks or whatever. A while back, I had a dream where I got a root canal like 2 years ago, and they put the temporary cap on, and I never went back. So I've just got a temporary cap like on one of my
to this
top.
Day?
Yeah,
never went back.
I just never went back. I paid full price. I'm sure they've made it. They have to make this like the
you
full
should
one.
go get it.
Somewhere out there, there's a cap for 27-year-old Kyle. It'd be perfect.
There absolutely is. It's sitting in some little tiny drawer that they have. I paid full price for the fucking thing, but I've got one of my back molars in the top is just flat. It's just flat because it's just got this temporary cap on it. And if I were to like go back there and try to pull it off, I could, but I never would pull it off. I can just tell that if I pull it a little, it'll move. Like the whole tooth doesn't move, just the cap of the tooth. I had this nightmare where like I pull the cap off and look at it, and the back of it is covered with wriggling maggots.
Like you didn't even know that your whole jaw is rotting in there.
Exactly. Like my jaw is full of maggots, and they are devouring me from the inside.
Yeah, that's like one of the most common nightmares from people is losing your teeth.
No.
Yeah, I've had that nightmare before, where it's like you'll wake up and you're like, I don't have where'd my front teeth go? Like, and then it's so real. And then you wake up and you're like, oh, thank God, I have teeth. But I wonder what that is, to be so afraid of losing teeth.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I've had the one where I fall. Like I used to have that a lot as a kid. I had the night terrors thing. I recently retold it in a paramotor story, so I'll skip it. But I do want to say this. Since I got this, most people call it a CPAP machine. Mine's slightly more advanced, a BPAP machine. That has changed my sleeping life, and it's changed my life. Like if for the whatever 1% of you out there who are on the edge of like getting a sleep study and seeing if you qualify for this machine, please do it. Do it. I've lost a bunch of weight. I have more energy. Every once in a blue moon, I'll call it like twice a month, I'll forget to wear the thing when I'm sleeping. Or I'll fall asleep unscheduled, so I didn't put it on in advance. The next day, I am cranky. I am listless. Is that the word? I don't know. I'm low on energy. I'm just not the good version of me. And it's like, because like I woke up once a minute last night. That's my problem. So my sleep life has been changed it's turned upside down for the better. It's a whole new thing. Who bounces out of bed wow, I'm rested. I'm ready to tackle this day. Mm-hmm. I do.
I can watch any amount of like jump scare movie things and like surprising stuff in film or like whatever, and it doesn't bother me or make me jump or any of that. If I walk around the corner of like a building or like a corner in a hallway or something, or out of an office or something, and there's someone close, like right by that corner that I like could bump into, like that, like I'll be like I jump at that, and it's like the most embarrassing reflex of anything I have, and I don't know why, because I'll like walk out and there'll be like some like 5'2" woman like walking, and she'll be like just close enough that I could bump into her, and I'll be like, oh Jesus, like I just have to keep walking. Do you ever do that and like have to pretend like, I just got like halfway through a sneeze, I'm not a pussy, like?
No, I get startled very easily. Kitty scares me often. I'll be in the kitchen like late at night, like in the fridge, and I'll just kind of look up, and she'll just be standing there staring at me, and I'll just fuck, I'm gonna put a goddamn bell on you, fuck. Oh, fuck. My heart's just racing.
I used to do something like that to my my younger brother when I was maybe like 7, he was 6 or whatever, and like we'd been reading this book because my mom made us read, and that it made me really kind of grow to like reading, because like during every day she'd be like, all right, time to read, and I'd be like, oh cool, like I don't really mind this. Did the exact opposite to my brother. He hasn't read a book since that. He fucking hates it. He's like, I'm not doing it if it's a punishment. I'm not going to read. But we had to read. We read this like Christian-y like horror book for like a 7-year-old. It was pretty scary. Or I was probably like 9, and he was old enough that it could be a little scary.
Yeah.
And like there was this like creepy like picture in the book of this like hangman guy who like he was like a dead ghost. It was way too scary for children, frankly. And like he was like he's like standing there all dead, like with his neck cracked, like in the hallway of a school or whatever, and like have his like hand out like that at you, like gesturing in a very spooky way. And it scared my younger brother so much that for like I don't even know how long, probably like a solid 6 months, like I would like run upstairs before him and like turn off all the lights and make sure it's pitch black and like hide and like sneak around, and he'd be like, Taylor, turn it back on, turn the lights back on, stop it, and I'd like get close enough to like stand by the lights enough that like he'd go over to turn it on, and he'd see me like out of the corner like coming towards it, and he'd freak out and run upstairs. I used to do it too on car trips. Once he fell asleep on a road trip, and it was like on the way back from some family vacation, so it was super, super late. We're in the back of that minivan, and like he'd passed out like facing me, and so I like went like that with him, and I like flicked him on the nose like that, and he was like flicked him again, and he wakes up, and my dad like swerves a little bit because he's like Dad, don't scare your brother, like Dad, I'm gonna keep doing it. Like,